So you're thinking about getting some genetic tests done. So who do you test? What do you test? I mean, what do you test?
These brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice. These brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side, CJ Ike, now I gotta roll with ice.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Paul with Spheric Reptiles, and I'm so super excited to be coming to you today with Prince, our pastel yellow belly desert ghost. He is now a mature male, and I'm not going to use him to discuss genetic shed testing because this is what you don't genetic test, because we know what he is just by looking at him. He's got simple genes, he's got pastel, desert ghost, and yellow belly. I mean, you can identify this, and so I would say don't genetic test what you already know. I mean, that's the whole point, right? But one of the things that we found out is that it is part of our business plan now to actually test hatchlings instead of adults. And I'll give you some reasons for that. As well as I will show you, remember that clutch that we did that I was really flabbergasted and just didn't know why we had white snakes? Because it wasn't part of the pairing that I bought from breeders. Well, shit happens, right? So sometimes we end up with snakes that are bred for all the correct purposes with the correct genes, and you're sold those genes, right? But these snakes have lineage, right? And they might not always be complete with the breeder, in my case or anyone else's. So what we've decided is that any time that we just cannot identify an animal, we're going to get a genetic testing, and we're going to test for everything if we're just 100% unsure. And if it's one of those things to where we kind of know the genes specifically, and we just want to see if the animal has it because we don't have the eye to identify. And I mean, I think that's really important to say that you have the eye to identify, because if you're new to breeding like we are, I mean, we're just finishing up our second season, meaning we're getting the eggs or the products from our second season of breeding, then why would we pretend like we can identify every morph? I mean, yeah, we haven't been in it that long. And even those that pretend that they do, that have been in it for a while, I question some of their judgment as well. So I think genetic testing is just the way to go. And the fact that for the bang for the buck, I think that you're getting quite a bit, especially if you're breeding for progress in your own personal projects like we are. Like, I have projects that are just for me. And then I also have products that are projects that are meant for other people that I kind of know what they want, or what the market that I'm selling in wants, just from doing demographic studies and all that other stuff. I'm going to share this with you, and I hope it's something that can help you. Why test babies? I mean, you have the adults. Why test babies? Well, for one, it takes the guesswork out of anything that you're doing. So, because if you put some animals together that you're not really sure of, like, you can identify the parents, but when you start mixing up all the colors, and then you look at the Morph Market calculator or whatever calculator you use, and it's 1 in 256, that's a lot of different combinations, and you could probably spend a lot of time trying to identify them and still end up wrong. It happens. This way we can find out for sure, not everything has been tested and is positive, or, they have a test for it. But for the majority of the morphs, they do have a test for it. So that helps us in our breeding projects and knowing what to hold back and what to sell. And speaking of what to sell, I think it's even better to have the shed test as a guarantee for anything that you're not unsure of, and just be open with your customer that, hey, we weren't sure about this, so we got a genetic shed test to make sure that you're getting the morph that you pay for. And so we have documentation or papers, like, I mean, people do it with dogs and cats all the time, right? We got papers on our animals that we're unsure of, so that you can be sure that you're getting exactly what you're paying for. I think that's really good, to get what you pay for. I mean, that's what it's all about. Moving right along, I'm going to show you these shed test results for 3 of the sheds that we got from the animals. Now, that clutch all sold out with the exception of our holdback. So we have 3 animals that we tested. It was 2 males and 1 female that we tested, just to see what they were, because we were really flabbergasted. I mean, I look flabbergasted on video. I don't know. Well, I was told that I did. And these are all 100% head clown. Which, this is crazy. If you look at this, that is like an almost all white snake, almost like an ivory. So this was a phantom cinnamon bred to a leopard spot nose. So this is 100% head clown baby. But hey, it looks like we got an all white snake there. That's crazy. The first one is a male, and it is, as you look at the screen, it's a cinnamon leopard spot nose head clown. And as you're looking at it, you know, you can see the test results going by as well. But this is a beautiful animal. But I thought that it was phantom and yellow belly as well because I had never seen those combinations. And lo and behold, when I ordered the individual test, which was, I think 4 tests because I could already identify the leopard. So again, don't send out sheds for things that you already know are in there that you can identify. Leopard is really easy to identify. So when the results came back that it wasn't phantom or yellow belly, it just gave me a huge sigh of relief because this animal is one of the ones that's on the fence as to whether we're going to hold it back or not. We're going to reevaluate our breeding plan for this animal to see if it'll fit with us, or if it doesn't, we're going to make it available for someone to have as a pet or a future breeder for their own projects. The second one is the female, and as you're looking at the screen, she is a phantom spot-nosed ivory head clown. And again, I have the genetic RGI results going right next to her. And I'm really happy on this one. I didn't test her for cinnamon because she was ivory, and I just felt like, well, if her babies produce, because I decided this would be a holdback, that if her babies produce something that looked like a cinnamon, I would, again, genetic test those. And then that would let me know that she has cinnamon as well, because I'm probably not going to breed her to another cinnamon. I think we only have one cinnamon animal, and that was the mother to this clutch, the flabbergasting clutch. But one of the things that we really saw in that is that for most of them, like we did the full panel on this one, most of them struck out, right? But it was a really good thing to see that, of course, we knew that she was ivory after we, you know, did a little bit of digging as to why these animals would be white. They weren't blue-eyed leucistic, so they had to be some sort of an ivory because we knew that they weren't fire, right? So it's only a couple of snakes. It's only a couple of patterns that will produce an all-white snake or somewhat of a white snake, and that is the Bell complex fires and ivories and ball pythons. There might be some others. Y'all let me know. When I saw this, I was really surprised that the fact that she had phantom in her with the spot nose. So I'm really curious to see, because we're working some phantom in with the Huffman project to see just how that turns out. And it's already in those 2 animals that we have from our very first clutch, they're turning out really well. I could identify them, so I didn't get those genetic tested, but you know, I got pictures of them right here on the screen, and you can just see how they're turning out and why I didn't genetic test them. So again, we're testing babies. We're testing the hatchlings. We're not testing the adults anymore, because the animals that we're breeding are going to produce animals that we really don't, either we have not seen them a lot on Morph Market, so there aren't a lot of things to compare it to, or we've never seen it on Morph Market or anywhere else. So by shed testing, we can actually see what this animal will look like. And then we take a lot of pictures, we do a lot of documentation, and we store it in a file for our future use or for the person that we end up selling it to. That way they have really good documentation and pictures on how this animal looked as a hatchling. And then as it goes through the subadult and through the adult phases, we would encourage them or even ourselves to continue to take photos so that you have documentation on how this animal progresses with the color with that combination of morphs, right? I mean, I think that makes sense. But now let me get to the very, like, the one that just really just shocked me. I mean, it just really shook me up. I mean, I never even expected this to happen. But this animal, as you're looking at it on the screen, is a leopard phantom spot nose ivory, so that super yellow belly, triple head clown, candy, and albino. Yeah, you got me right. We knew that it was head clown because we bred it to a Batman. But the candy and the albino, I don't know if that came from the mom or the dad or one or the other. I'm thinking that it came from the mom because she was sold to us as a possible yellow belly. So maybe at one point her parents were, maybe some heads were bred, and instead of him saying it was a possible candy or an albino, he just sold it to us. And so she actually ended up being het for candy or albino, or the Batman could be that way. But that's a lot of genes. Now I know what you're saying. Like, oh yeah, so you found out it's candy and albino. Will you use that? Well, my answer right now is no, because in order for us to pursue a candy or an albino project, we'd have to buy animals that are either homozygous for one or both of those. And that's just not the direction that we're going, even though there's some very beautiful animals. We're really working the Labrador albino arm for the albinism trait. But man, I'm telling you, that genetic test on this baby just really showed me the power of getting the full panel 45 morph test in this case, because we just didn't know how to identify anything. Even if there were visual markers, they're covered up by the ivory or the super yellow belly, all whiteness of the snake that would mask or cover up any of the pattern or anything like that. But as you look at him on the screen again, you can see that he does have some really good pattern. And there's some markings there that you can identify once you know the genes. But even with this, any all white snake, I mean, even if we make blue-eye leucistics that are homozygous for desert ghost and hypo, then I'm still going to have to get them genetic tested because I won't be able to visually identify those animals. Hopefully this all makes sense, right? I hope so. New breeders, what's the key takeaway from this? So I remember when I used to watch all of Justin's videos because he had a lot of stuff out there, and then also Chris's videos in Colorado. What I was really looking for was some pearls as to what this would teach me. And one of the things that this video, I hope, passes on to you is how you can use genetic tests in your hatchlings to move your projects forward. You might be rich, but most of us have limited resources that we can devote to our hobby, which tends to be a lot of money devoted to your hobby. So just to keep the cost down, because you probably have a significant other that would act as the checks and balances for this, you identifying the morphs that you're not aware of will save you both time and it'll help move your projects ahead. Because if you strike out on those hets or the visuals or the heterozygous ones for that you can't identify, then you could easily sell those. Well, hopefully you could easily sell them. And then you can move forward with another pairing to move you forward in your breeding projects. But also if you're selling these animals, then by genetic testing them, you can give that buyer a vote of confidence, and it'll probably increase your sales as well, knowing that they're getting what they pay for, right? And I think that's the key takeaway of this, is that you can move forward, you can save time, and then you can also increase the confidence in your brand, especially if you're starting out new like we are. If you're watching this and you're a new breeder, I mean, we're all in the same boat, right? We're all trying to get people to trust us. And I think anything that we can do to instill more trust will be good for the customer. I mean, because we love these animals and we want to make sure that the customer gets exactly what they pay for. So in conclusion, the ball python hobbyist came so far. I mean, the reptile hobbyist went so far. It's went a long way. And I think genetic testing has helped more than it's hurt, even though I feel like a lot of people you're seeing things a lot faster than you normally would. I just think that it's good because now you don't have to buy a POS het. You can buy one that's guaranteed het, or, you know, if it's homozygous or something, it'll just confirm that it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. So, but if nothing else, guys, I hope that these videos are helping you move along, especially if you're a new breeder or someone that's just getting into the hobby. Hopefully the videos that we're making over here at Spheric Reptiles is something that proves useful. If it does, please like and subscribe to the video, and, you know, leave me a comment or two and let me know what you think about it. And, you know, until next time, guys, enjoy that time that you spend with your reptiles like Prince, and definitely cherish that time that you spend with your families. Thank you.
These brothers my guys, know that they fly, know that they ride or die.